This is the Voice of the Eagle show. Very first live stream. I got a real special guest here with me. We chopped it up, I think I want to say last year, towards the end of the season, right? So it's only right I brought you back on the show, you know? So special guest Mitch from Hardcore Sports. Tell him where to find you, bro.
Well, you can find me on YouTube at Mitch Tofsky, Twitter Mitch Tofsky, and Hardcore Sports. That's basically where you can find me. You good?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I said you can find me on YouTube at Mitch Tofsky, Twitter Mitch Tofsky, and Hardcore
Okay,
Sports.
got you.
There we go.
Eagles 1-0. They defeat the Patriots. A win is a win, you know. Um, 1 second. After a couple, well, I heard an echo, but
Is it me?
okay, we're good. I had an echo going on. All right, we set now. Look, after it's a long season, so I feel as though things are gonna things are gonna happen, and this is it's the first game. I want to know, how do you feel overall about the game in general, just in a nutshell, in a couple of words? How would you sum up the first game versus the New England Patriots in a nutshell? In a nutshell.
All I'm going to say is this. Dallas Goddard, no targets. That's basically it for me. And Smitty, or not Smitty, DeAndre Swift had one carry. Other than that, it's
Yeah.
self-explanatory.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So let me ask you, how about Jalen Hurts' performance? How do you feel Jalen Hurts performed? Go from like quarter to quarter, or maybe like just first half, second half, and what would you grade his performance in those two halves?
So it's kind of skeptical. And what I mean by that is that
Yeah.
the play calling, right? You got to go with the
Yeah.
play calling and how bad that was. I mean, you
For
had to
sure.
do a running play on 3rd and 20. I mean,
Yeah.
come on, bro. What the hell? Like, they didn't put him in place to succeed. So I can't
Yeah.
really grade him based off that. But after
Yeah.
the throws he has made to like double coverage, triple coverage, obviously that's terrible. So if I had to give him a grade, I'll give him like a B minus around there.
Yeah.
Just to be
Yeah, that
generous.
sounds about right. I mean, he had his completion percentage was over 66.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, he was for the most part accurate. He had above level accuracy that game. So, I mean, that's really all it's about, in my opinion. Again, like you said, it falls on the game plan. The game plan it just looked like it was a bunch of, I don't it just did they didn't look in sync to me at all. Jalen Hurts did not look like how he looked last year, as
Yeah.
far as the offense, as far as the play calling. It was just like crazy little 2 yard, little passes. It was very awkward for me watching the offense perform that game. So, another question here: the good from Sunday's game versus Patriots. What were some things that you enjoyed from the game, besides the fact that we won?
For me, it's quite simple. That touchdown
Yeah.
that Devontae Smith had. I mean, that
Okay.
catch, that
Beautiful.
play was beautiful. And then
Yeah.
Smitty's celebration, rocking like a baby. I mean, bro,
Yeah.
he was the MVP on. And then Jake Elliott. Jake
Yeah.
Elliott
Oh,
was
Jake
actually the
Elliott. Oh
player
my
of the
God.
game.
For
How
sure.
sad is that? He made everything. If it wasn't for him, we probably would have lost. And then Jalen Carter getting that last sack.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, real quick, since you brought up Jake Elliott, I want to touch on special teams. After this game, how do you feel about special teams? Mind you, field goals, the kicker, he's a part of that. So Jake Elliott having a game that he had can, that kind of reflects our special team. So we can't forget about the kicker when we just say, "Oh, the special team suck," because we do have an elite level kicker, right?
Yeah, we do
So
have an
how do you
elite
feel? How
player.
do you feel about their performance?
I mean, Britton Covey had one nice return.
Yeah,
Other than
he
that,
did
Jake
for about
Elliott put
20.
everything on his back.
Yeah, okay, okay, okay. Yep, for sure. I mean, I seen some hard hits from some of those gunners.
Yeah.
Sidney Brown, he had he had a really nice tackle, and I believe was it Josh Jobe? He
Yep.
had another one. He went and laid a guy out and got in his face. Fletcher
Yep.
Cox got in the way, like, no, relax, So the special teams, I'm seeing something from them, But the punter, he's terrible.
Right.
The punter, like even with the punter, right?
Mhm.
What's his name? Sipos or no
Aaron
name, dude,
Sipos,
whatever. I
yeah,
want him
Sipos.
gone, but he's here. Look, there's some kicks where he has really nice kicks, and there's other kicks he's like, dude, what kind of punt is this? 25, 30-yard punt, 40 yard? Come on.
Right. Right. We didn't have a
So,
punter, so we had to bring him up. We didn't have a punter,
yeah,
so we had
yeah,
to go
yeah,
like, okay, here.
yeah. But again, there's some times where I look at him and I'm like, whoa, that's a really nice punt, kid. So hopefully we figure it out on special teams. But overall, what would you grade the special teams?
Overall, Jake Elliott brings it up for me, man. If it wasn't for Jake Elliott, it would be a lower grade. So I got to give it like at least a B. Jake Elliott
Okay,
put
cool,
everything on his back.
cool, fair. I would probably say a B. I'll probably say a B too as well. All
Yeah.
right, Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter dominates. Okay,
Yeah.
now I'll put some perspective into this. There was backup guards out there for the Patriots, right?
Yeah.
But it still was a big game. They made the plays. I'm not going to take that away from them, you know.
No.
But how do you feel about the hype surrounding Jalen Carter being real?
For me, it's like he did it very well in the first game, right? He did very well. I
Yeah,
mean, can he keep that up? That's my question. Can he keep this
yeah,
going throughout game to game to game, especially on Thursday against the Minnesota Vikings? I know they're a bit
yeah,
of frauds, they're a fraud team, but still, you gotta like
yeah,
say, okay, Jalen Carter, you did your thing. Go out there and do it against a better
yeah,
offensive line. I feel like. I feel
yeah.
like that's a
And
better
and it's
offensive
also
line.
about consistency. Coming off of a. I mean, we have to prepare for the Vikings tomorrow, right? And you will
Yeah,
start preparing for them because we play Thursday. So this is a huge test for the team early on. The schedule has started off pretty bad.
yeah,
Starting off on the road against the Patriots at home with Tom Brady coming back. So when you go into that Thursday, you know you have to lock right back in. And I feel like the team's going to be drained. The momentum is going to be there's going to be less momentum. From just from that turnover, playing a football game that fast. So that is important to see if he can continue. That's a great point. That's a great point, bro. What about Jordan Davis? Jordan Davis had a sack. He forced a fumble like that. I mean, he was probably honestly, Jordan Davis when he forced that fumble and he got the Philadelphia Eagles the ball back. I mean, that led to Devontae Smith touchdown.
right.
That play was arguably because after the pick six from Darius Slay, we have momentum. And then when that happens, I feel like that completely gave us all the momentum, and it gave us. We were able to hold on to the lead because of that. So that was huge. How you feel about Jordan Davis, man?
It's kind of tough for me because I am a Michigan fan. So whenever I
Yeah,
see Jordan David, Jalen Carter, and the whole squad, I feel like, oh. But reality, the guy's a behemoth. The guy's a
yeah,
beast. I mean, he
yeah,
did his thing. I mean, the forced fumble, like you said, set up for another score.
yeah,
That guy's a real deal, bro. He's a real deal.
yeah. Yeah, and he didn't look like he. I mean, he just went for a tackle, and
Right.
it didn't look like he actually tried to force the fumble. It was like this dude is just that big. If his arm gets around you, it's like the ball is moving. Like that was wild. That was extremely impressive. So I mean, shout out to these guys. I mean, it's just great to see our D line being replenished because we're going to lose a lot of guys. So we
Yep.
know it looks like we're set there. So that was pretty amazing to see. Um, who was worse, offensive play call or defensive play call?
I gotta go with the offense, man. I gotta go with the freaking offense. I
Hmm.
mean, how many times has Dallas got it wide open? I think I can count like 10 times at
Yeah,
least. I mean, just
yeah,
with Goddard
yeah,
being open, a top 5, top 6 tight end in this league,
yeah.
and there's no targets, and then you have Devontae Smith getting double covered. Whew.
Right.
Watkins was open a couple times. No one's talking about him. No one's talking
Yeah,
about Watkins being open. Ridiculous.
man.
And then don't even get me started on the
Well,
running game.
well. I'll say this, right? If they're open, then the play calling must have worked. If the players are getting open, so is that the play calling or is that Jalen Hurts just missing guys? A little bit of both, maybe,
I
or
think it's a little bit of both. I mean,
okay,
Jalen Hurts
gotcha.
hasn't played since February, so yes, he's going to be a
Yeah,
little rusty. I'll give him that.
yeah, for sure,
But
for sure.
come on, how many times did he
Yeah,
throw it over a wide receiver?
yeah, yeah. And again, we have to preference this as this is again. We know this is just the first game. This is like
Yeah,
a. I mean, the team didn't play preseason, so this was one of those games where let's just get comfortable and try to get it and get in our rhythm. So we'll make sure that is the preference of this show. Like we understand, like this is just the first game, but
yeah,
still, we still have to look at everything neutral. All right, Nakobe Dean is out for a month with foot injury.
yeah.
All right, this is gonna be kind of a loaded question. All right, how do you when the Kobe Dean was drafted? How did you initially feel about the Philadelphia Eagles grabbing a linebacker? And fast forward to now, has things changed as far as how you feel based off the first year, based off when we drafted him, leading up to now? Has things changed, or
So for me, with Nakobe Dean, we haven't seen him play like for how long? Like how many times did he play in his rookie year? Like
right?
a handful of
Exactly.
times. So for this
Yeah.
year, he's out there doing his thing, but then it's just injury, man. The guy's injury prone, and it is what it is. And our linebackers are actually the worst position on our team. That's the weakest spot. So
Yeah.
now we got Christian Ellis coming up there, and I'm like, oh God, what's next? And then we got the Vikings with Justin Jefferson, Alexander Madison, Addison. I mean, this is just a wrong time. But
Yeah.
prayers up to Nakobe
Yeah.
Dean.
Yeah. And I mean, to touch on the linebacker thing, it's bad. It looks horrible. It gets worse. It's like it constantly gets worse. You got some of the linebackers coming in retiring, like Miles Jack retired. We picked him up during the. So yeah, it's bad, and we can definitely be exploited from
Yeah,
those linebackers.
of course, of
But
course.
yeah, I'm always rooting for Nakobe Dean. I'll be honest with you. I'm always rooting for him. Dallas Goddard. I think I might start my rant here, man. I
Ah,
might just have to just kick this one off.
go for it.
Dallas Goddard, okay, not being targeted. Here's the thing with Dallas Goddard. He's a top 3 tight end in the NFL. I feel like the offense should run through Dallas Goddard. I mean, we all know there's too many. I mean, we have so many guys on offense. Everybody is not going to eat every day. Some guys are going to have to take the back seat. All right. Well, if that's the case, go get some compensation for one of these guys. If you can't utilize all of them, I
Right.
mean, if you look at last year, Smitty got his 1,000 yards because Goddard went out. So I mean, for these to realistically expect all of these guys to get their stats, it's kind of like crazy to even think, right? But Dallas Goddard should be getting his. Period. We've seen him time in and time again. He's a mismatch nightmare. He's 6'5", 6'6", tall. He runs routes like Devontae Smith.
Yep.
Okay, let's talk about it. He has he blocks his hand. He makes spectacular catches. Why why don't you run the offense through him? And I've been. The guy hasn't even had 1,000 yards receiving, and he never complains. He goes about his business the right way. So it feel personal for me, man. We got to get down. I don't really care about any like all the other players. Okay, whatever, make it happen. AJ Brown's the number one. So he's going to get his, but I feel like you got to give Dallas. It makes the game simpler when you're moving the ball, attacking the middle of the field. It opens everything up. So with a tight end like that, bro, I mean, even if you make him your number one priority, then guys are going to double Dallas Goedert. It opens everything else up for everybody else. So just
Right.
run the offense through him. It's one of those things. And when I noticed Jalen Hurts two two consecutive possessions,
Yeah.
he missed them wide open.
Mm-hmm.
This dude was. You throw it to Dallas Goedert, it's a 20+ yard game, and he's great at yards after the catch. So now he's going to get you another extra 10. Just get him the ball. Get him the ball. It's a triggering. I'll let you. I'll give it to you, man. It's triggering for me for real. It's I hate it. I hate it.
It's for me. It's I'm right there with you on that. But I'm just gonna say this: this will be the last game that Dallas Goedert does not have a target. He will definitely
It
get a
better
target
be.
each time for the rest of the year. And
Yeah.
with Goddard, this is gonna have more motivation for him for the next game and the game after and the game after. Like, yo, give
Yeah.
me the ball.
Yeah.
I was gonna make this video today, but I had to make a video on James Bradbury and Kobe Dean. So
Yeah.
with Dallas Goddard, right? It's a shame. I mean, when was the last time that we had a very good tight end not get the
Right.
ball? I think this is the
Yeah.
first time ever a tight end did not get the ball
Yeah.
on our team. And
I
I'm
mean,
just
he's one
like,
of the best. He's one of the best players in the NFL at his position,
yeah,
right? Like he. Okay, so you can argue that he's probably one of the best. He's probably one of the best players in the NFL. If he's the best, almost the best at his position.
yeah, we
So
can make that argument.
it's crazy to me, man. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Should the Eagles play preseason games to knock off the rust?
Honestly, I mean, you just look what happened with Kobe Dean and James Bradbury, right? Now
Yeah.
Bradbury's going to be out for a month, or yeah, a month, right? Bradbury.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
No.
Bradbury's
Yeah.
no.
No. No.
Bradbury's
No.
just out
N'Kobe
for
Dean's a
Thursday.
month.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kobe Dean's a month, and then Bradbury's
Yeah.
only out for Thursday. So for me,
Yeah.
I wanted them to get like a series or two, not like the whole game. I mean, I get health, keep everyone healthy, ready to go. It worked. But now you have a game like this where we played just as bad against the New England Patriots. I knew they were
Yeah.
trying their hardest because Tom Brady was there. Right? Tom Brady's
Mm.
going to bring the best out of them. So there's
Yeah.
that. But for me, it's just like, give them a drive
You
or two. That's it.
I mean, what is the reason behind them not playing the players in the preseason? Injury prevention, right?
Yeah,
Well,
that's the
week
only
one,
reason.
everybody got injured, so it's like it seems like a mute point. Injuries are a thing that you can't really determine, so I feel like you gotta let them play the preseason. You got to get their bodies like ready to actually play in the actual game. They need that, bro.
Yeah.
So they come into week one and they're not as they're I just like like when you just got to get the engine going. Like you got to
Yeah, of
rev it up, start it up, and so it's one of those things.
course.
But
Of
I
course.
feel like I agree with you. I think they definitely need a couple series. Um, dress rehearsal, the last preseason game of the year. Let them play a whole half. We got to see them. Let's see if this stuff works. So we'll see how things play out.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
I
Eagles
agree.
struggle. The Eagles struggling against the Patriots can be contributed to. What do you
So,
think?
I mean, can contribute to what exactly?
I mean, that's for you to determine. That's what I want to. That's what I'm trying to get from you. I'm asking you
Right.
that.
Right. Right.
Or
And
it
I'm
could be
just,
it could be a host of things.
it
It
can
could
be,
be
yeah,
multiple things. Just what
yeah,
you know.
I got mine. It's just, it could be contributed to like a better preparation for the next game, right? Okay, we play
Okay.
like shit. Let's play better, man. Let's actually get
Yeah,
our head on, helmets on, pads on. Let's get into work, man. Let's get to work. That's the Philly thing, you know? It's a Philly
for
thing.
sure.
So it's just
Yeah,
the preparation and motivation.
preparation. Yeah.
Motivation.
Because I
Yep.
mean, the play calling that's all about preparation. And
Yep.
play, in my opinion, it was the play calling. And with play calling, it's all about preparation. So yeah, I 100% agree with you. We touched on this, the injury bug. The
Yeah,
injury bug is a thing right now. I seen like ribs. Like a guy, you guys are getting concussions. You hurt your ribs. That seemed like that hurt, bro. I'm not gonna lie. When I see ribs, I think it's serious.
oh my god,
So I
that's
mean,
like when McNabb had it.
James Bradbury has a concussion, and Kobe Dean has a foot he's been dealing with all off season.
Yeah,
Well, during the all training camp. Um, and we have Reed Blankenship. He came back in the game and played, but I don't know his status. I think it's nothing serious, right? And
Blankenship has ribs.
yeah. And there's one more. There's someone else.
I got it. I got it.
Um,
I'm looking at it right now. Gainwell's ribs. Fletcher Cox has ribs.
yeah,
Blankenship
everybody
all
has
ribs.
ribs.
And then the Kobe Dean foot, and then Bradbury concussion.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
So
it.
not too much to be not a lot to be concerned about.
Nah, not at all.
Um, but still, it still when you see four, in the first game, it's like the fan base too hard on the Eagles. How you feel about that? Constructive criticism.
So I'm gonna answer this like how the Giants played last night, right? The Giants play like
Yeah,
crap. You have their entire fan base on YouTube, Twitter, etc. Them going 11-6, 11-6, 11-6, 11-6,
yeah,
right? And I'm just
yeah,
sitting here like the Cowboys defense is filthy, and we saw it,
yeah,
40
yeah.
nothing. So to answer this, fan base too being too hard, I don't see it at all. I don't see it. That's what I base my channel upon. It's being realistic and constructive criticism. I am not
Mm-hmm.
like these content creators out there that go like 17
Got you.
0 until proven otherwise. That's not me.
Yeah,
I
got you.
always critique. I'm always hard on them. My dad raised me to be a realistic fan. So
Yeah,
that's
you
what
gotta
I'm
be.
doing. I gotta be,
Yeah,
man. It gotta be.
yeah,
I hate
yeah,
these other fans. I can't stand it. It's like my
and
pet peeve when it comes to YouTube.
it hurts. It hurts when they challenge your loyalty to the team because you're being honest with them about what you're seeing. Like, bro, that's my biggest pet peeve. But yeah, man, it's a standard now. What do you guys want? A playoff win or we want Super Bowls. When
Yeah,
you're trying to win a Super Bowl, you have this thing is there's a standard right now. Jalen Hurts always talk about the standard. Oh yeah, that's the standard and in Super Bowls, period. You guys just lost a Super Bowl. That's the standard is getting back. That's it. That's
yeah,
it's
that's
not even
getting
high
back.
expectations. It's not that because you guys were just there and lost it.
Yeah.
So we're not. I feel like I don't think we're being too hard on them at all. I think we're not being hard enough.
No, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. And it's actually kind of funny. With Jalen Hurts, I was not on the Jalen Hurts bandwagon. I was not in
Uh,
the beginning. So I saw this picture, right? The total yards of Jalen Hurts. And it said like 5,000 yards total. And I'm like, guys,
yeah,
let's relax here. Let's be realistic. He's not
yeah,
going to get that
yeah,
much.
yeah,
Twitter went after my
yeah.
neck. Went after my
Really?
neck. And I'm like, bro, I was on vacation with my dad and I'm just laughing. I'm like, are you kidding me? This is what Twitter is. You can't
Right.
tweet anything. You can't.
Look, 4,000 is more realistic. At the most, 4,500.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just you look at the style of the offense and the team. Like, I mean, so that's actually a fair assessment. I don't see why they would.
It was last off season before he had his MVP
Oh, it
caliber
was
year.
last offseason.
It
There's
was
no way. Yeah, that's wild. We
it,
have a rabid fan base, bro. They'll come after their own too.
dude, I made this video like Jalen Hurts proved me wrong. And I have like all
Yeah,
these receipts on the screen. I'm like, what do you want from me? I was wrong. Oh, God. And then you have
that's
AK going like,
hilarious. Yeah,
yo,
yo.
I told you so.
Hey, I went on your channel and I said he wasn't winning the MVP.
Yeah.
They went nuts. Like,
Oh yeah, God.
and he didn't win it. Like, I'm like,
No,
come on, man.
no.
It's not
And I
nothing
did
personal.
say that it was
I want him
possible.
to.
I did say it was possible, but I
Yeah, you
thought
did.
I
You did.
knew
You
for
did.
a fact they were gonna go to Mahomes. Like
Yeah,
for a fact.
yeah, yeah. DeAndre Swift rolling the offense. DeAndre Swift he dropped the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean and that was like maybe second, third quarter.
Yeah.
When you're not in the game or you're not feeling involved, That it kind of gets in your head. I don't care what players say. It gets in your head, and he dropped maybe it would have been like a 2 or 3 yard game, but he wasn't targeted he didn't get anything that whole game. So, what do you think, man? What do
I'm
you
gonna
think his role will be on the team moving forward? Because
well,
Kenny G has cracked ribs right now,
yeah, he's
or
out.
like something's wrong with his ribs. He's beat up.
Yeah. So for me, bro, it's like this, right? If Swift had more carries, same with Scott, and Penny didn't even play. I don't know why, but
Yeah,
if it's like if Swift and Scott had more carries, Gainwell would not have gotten injured.
yeah, for sure.
Common
Hey,
sense. You got to
great
use it
point.
like a committee. Where was the committee? Jalen Hurts
That's
didn't
why
run the ball as much.
that's why we have multiple running backs, right? To use them that way.
Of course, yes.
Gosh, man, this just the play. That's play calling. This one got to go to the coaches. This L, the coaches have to hold this L. I got to give it to them, man. Play calling was just brutal. With you look at DeAndre Swift, like, come on, man. I had him going for over 100 yards.
I forget how much I
Now
had
here's
him
my
going.
theory, right? Here's my theory. We do play Thursday,
Yep.
so you play at home. You think I feel as though these guys are kind of because they know they have to pace themselves. This is a long season.
Right.
You got a Thursday night primetime game at home.
Yep.
Are you guys looking at that like, hey, let's just do what we can to win and kind of save up for this like this home game? I'm not sure, but I know these guys take these type of things into account. You have to as an athlete. So maybe hopefully they were just they were just relaxing, kind of, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just like a
Like for
conspiracy
me,
theory of
right?
mine. I hope it was that. I hope
No,
it's just something small and minor. I hope this doesn't nag or continue to.
right. But for me, bro, this is how I see it. Swift's got to be the number one running back. You don't just trade a fourth round pick for someone on the draft night. I know
Yeah,
they took Gibbs and then Swift is free for the market. You take it and you
this
have
was a
him be the
game.
number
He's a
one.
game changer. You see him in the preseason game. We know
Yes,
like he's a receiver.
he's
Like
a
he's
receiver
like,
in the
dude,
running back
he's just a
position.
weapon.
Crazy.
Man, just run your offense through DeAndre Swift and Dallas Goddard. That's how I feel.
Yeah,
That's how I feel, man. Week 2 Vikings at home. Thursday night will things improve. We kind of touched on that. I'm hoping it does. I'm hoping these guys are kind of looking forward to this game and kind of like saving or wasn't really going to 100. I feel like they were just kind of like treating it like a preseason game, maybe. I don't know. How do you feel about Thursday night at the link
the link
against the
gets
Vikings?
the link gets loud, bro. It gets loud. The fans are crazy. The fans are there drinking drunk. They know how to get into the Eagles fan, or they know how to get to the team, right? Emotion,
Hmm.
emotion. I think emotion's gonna run
Yeah,
high. I got the Eagles playing better this week because you saw how the
yeah,
Vikings they lost to the Buccaneers. They
yeah,
lost to the Buccaneers.
yeah.
And we can shut down Jefferson, so I'm fine
This,
with that.
this may be the blowout here. This may be when we see the last year's Philadelphia Eagles
Yeah. Yeah.
offensively. So um, I don't know Minnesota. Who did Minnesota lose to?
Who the Buccaneers.
Oh, the Buccaneers. Okay. Yeah, they lost to. Yeah, and did you see? They looked so sad. They looked hurt after that loss.
Oh my god,
If
yeah.
you look at Justin Jefferson, he was on the sideline like he was just sitting on the bench after the game, mad. He's not staying in Minnesota. Let's be honest. He's a superstar. That small market in Minnesota, I think he wants out. He had almost 200. I think at half he was at like a buck 20
It was like
and a
130 and they
like,
finished with 150.
oh wow. But
He
yeah,
only
he's
had
a
two catches in the second half. Two.
yeah, okay. How do you feel the receivers hold up with Justin Jefferson? Because they use him in a slot. They play around with him. So he can get some favorable matchups.
Oh my god, yeah. But the way that Slay played him last year, I'm confident. in the corners,
Yeah.
except for Bradbury. I mean, Bradbury's out. So who do you have taking Bradbury's spot? Is it Joe?
Josh Job.
Is
Yeah,
it
to be
Joe?
Josh
Yeah.
Job.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that?
I like Josh Job. I made a whole I made a video about Josh Job. He had a good training camp one day, and I did the whole, yeah, I speak highly of him. I like him. He's legit. Um, I could put my money on it. I think you see. I mean, the last play of the game against you see what he did. You
Yeah.
know, so I like him. I like him. I really like Josh Job, honestly. And I
Yeah.
don't really say who I like, really like, but I kind of keep it in my back pocket. So, but I'll tell you, I like Josh Job. I'm perfectly fine with you. James Bradbury's down. I like our backs. I like our DBs.
Okay.
Yeah, I
That's
like
fair.
them.
That's fair.
But I don't know how do Minnesota, how do they utilize Justin Jefferson? Do they move him around? Would Darius Slay follow him? You know, because if you put him in a slot, I don't know. Okay, we have Avante Maddox. I always forget about Avante.
Yeah, we got Avante in the
So
next level.
yeah, okay. I think we probably should be good. Then
I think we're
we
good.
should be good.
I
We
think
should be
we're
good.
good, but if we go after Kirk Cousins and make him uncomfortable as possible, which I think we
Oh
can
yeah,
with this defensive
yeah.
line, and
That's
Hassan
a great
Reddick on
point.
the outside, I mean,
That's a great
I
point.
think we're fine. I honestly
Yeah,
think we're fine.
yeah. If you look at it, yeah, I think that's a great point. I think we should be fine.
Yeah.
I think we should be fine for
All
sure.
right.
Um, last question. Last question. I didn't get your prediction on how many games the Philadelphia Eagles will win. So, all right, at 1-0 now. So, did you project them to win this game?
Oh, I did. I had 28
Okay.
to 21, and we won
Yeah.
25 to 20. And I'm like,
Okay.
I was
Okay.
right there. But
Yeah.
yeah, I have them winning 12 games this year. 12,
Oh,
13.
nice.
So 12 and 5.
Yeah.
12 and 5.
That's safe. That's a safe one. 12-5.
Dude, I've
Yeah,
been seeing people going
but
15
that's
and
real. I'll
2.
say it's realistic. I'll say that's a realistic.
Thank
That's the
you.
realistic one.
Dude, I've
You
seen
know.
people go 15 and 2, 16 and 1. I'm like, how?
Yeah.
How?
With a harder schedule. Okay.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
I'm about to lose
But
my
look,
mind.
good teams, you know, they know when to turn it up and win close games. So this was good that they were able to pull this one out. So, you know, that answered a lot for me, honestly. I like seeing these type of games. As a fan, my initial reaction, I'm hot, I'm mad, I'm heated. You know, but after I give me a day with the game and let me, you know, and I'll kind of cool down. Is it the same way with you? Do you
What?
like? Is it a? Do you? Because I know you make you. We're content creators, so we have
Yes,
to be realistic. But there is a fan side of you, so there's like it's two sides of us,
of
right?
course.
So how was the experience as a fan? Because I know you're like you're not delusional. You know, we're
No.
not delusional. So as a fan, how was that experience? Were you going crazy? Like, what are they do? How did you feel watching the game, man?
Dude, me and Cool Cat Connor, we go live for every single Eagles game.
Oh, so you was live watching it?
Oh yeah, we live go
Holy.
like almost every single Eagles game. He's going to the
Yeah.
Vikings game on Thursday, so I
Yeah.
don't know who I'm
Oh.
going to live stream it with,
Yeah.
but I love it, man. I freaking love it.
Hey,
If
let's
I'm
do it.
ahead of you,
Let's set it up. Let's set it up. Let's
oh
set
my
it up.
god, yeah. Maybe not Thursday, but we'll definitely set up a game. Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
definite,
Yeah.
definite. I need to get your channel. We'll get all that started. But
Yeah.
yeah. So when it comes to the games, my fan comes out. My fandom comes out. Like I'm yelling at the screen. I'm doing everything. You can hear my dad yelling at the screen right next to me. I love it. If I'm ahead of you, like I have to be ahead of someone next to me. Like if someone's ahead of me, I'm like, oh, okay, so there it
Yeah.
is. I can't skip
Yeah.
it. I gotta be
Yeah.
ahead. So that's
Yeah.
why I watch it on cable. Except for this
Okay.
game, I'm watching it on Roku. But
Okay. Or because the latency or
yeah, it's just like with the
yeah.
Roku, it's the latency. That's why I watch all the
Yeah.
Eagles games on cable.
Yeah.
I,
Got you.
I hate it, bro. Dude, I have a
Right.
friend in Canada, right? I have a content
Yeah.
creator friend in Canada next to Randy. He's ahead of me, and I'm in Jersey. Like, how? I'm in Jersey, and he's in
Yeah.
Canada and ahead of me.
Yeah. All right. Hey man, I usually like to end the streams with like just run through the comments and we can
Bro,
kind of react and see, we can take turns going through the comments and reacting to the comments. All right, and then
sounds
finish it
good,
off.
bro. Sounds
All
good.
right, cool. I'll let you take the first one. What's good? We play ugly, but still got a dub. How you feel about that one?
So for me, honestly, we got the dub. Perfect, right? I
Yeah.
hate the thing. A win is a win. I hate it.
Yeah.
Like if there's
Right.
something
I do
bad,
too.
I'm gonna call it out.
I hate it.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
call
yeah,
it out. People are like,
yeah,
"Oh, the win is a win. Let's not get upset. And move on to the next game." Bro, that's
yeah,
basketball. For the
yeah.
Sixers, that's like the next game. Like there's 82 games.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Exactly.
I
It's not
mean,
like that in football. There's not a lot of games. You guys got to
there's
understand that,
there's
right?
really not. There's what 18 games this year. They added one and take away one preseason game.
Pretty much the same.
Yeah,
He said, Invisible Break says horrible,
of course.
so reserved, extremely reserved. Look, here's the thing. I seen shots down the field.
Yeah,
So they took about 3 or 4 shots, so I was fine. And like as long as you guys are taking your shots down the field, that has to be a thing in this offense. You have to take your shot. So that was a plus. I seen about 3 or 4 right times where they took some deep shots down the field. AJ Brown, he was double covered for in the end zone. He didn't, he couldn't come down with it. And there was another one to the right side of the sideline for about 30, 40 yards. They reversed it. I believe I seen Smitty with an attempt down the field. So I seen the team taking their shots, but for the most part, they were really they were reserved for sure.
they kind of had
Our
to
O
be.
line was booty cheeks. No, the O line was fine.
It was
The
okay.
Yeah, but early on, the Patriots they were applying pressure like down the middle of the
Yep, yep.
offensive line, so it kind of disrupted Jalen Hurts like as far as his pocket. But the second half, they picked it up. It's just it was about adjustments. Who's going to adjust early? Who's going to make the adjustments when they need to? The Patriots made their adjustments. It looked like after like the second quarter. I think the Philadelphia Eagles they waited and we pulled it out. But the offensive line were fine, right? Can you agree with that? The
Oh
offensive
yeah,
line.
yeah. It was fine. It was fine. People are overreacting about that.
Nina says, "Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey Nina.
What's up, What's up, J Rock?
Yeah.
Uh, LeBron says, wow, win. You mean lucky win? Y'all lucky that receiver didn't get the other foot down. Hey, luck is a part of the game. I mean, that's just part of it. But for the most part, you do what you can to win. At the end of the day, you have to give credit where credit is due. If the Patriots won, I would have gave Patriots the credit for winning. But
Yeah.
we won, so we
Hey,
won.
we
And that's
won
that.
by the skin of our teeth. And that was that a catch, AJ Brown? Was that a catch?
That was a catch.
That was
You
a catch.
can't.
Thank you.
You can't. Here's the thing. He did slightly bobble it, but for the most part, after the whole controversy of the is it a catch, isn't it a catch? We kind of established this already. If he catches the ball, it's a catch. Like we have to take the bobbling thing out of it, right? Because
Yeah.
it gives too much power to the refs. It was a catch, that's how I feel.
Yep.
What's going on, fellas? What's up, Shaquille?
What-
Shaquille Oatmeal.
I
Thanks for
like that
checking
name.
out
I
Shaquille
like that
Oatmeal.
name.
Tyron says this last game was a combination of the coordinators. The coordinators not used to the offense and defense, and also the fact that the Eagles rusty is hell. But I do think they do better this week. Yeah, we can agree with that last part. I think they do better
Of course.
last week. You think so? You think they do better this week, right?
They have to do
Yeah,
better. They
they
gotta
had
blow them
yeah.
out. They
Yeah,
gotta blow
yeah,
them
yeah.
out.
Yeah.
They gotta blow them out, bro.
But he
It's a,
also says it was the coordinators like not being used to the offense and defense. And I never looked at that being the actual a thing to where you have new players. So you also have to figure out how to use them, what they're good at, what they're not good at. So maybe it's just a adjustment period to where you guys get a better feel of what works and what doesn't work because these are new coordinators. they have to figure this thing out. It's not going to be perfect. So I think it is a period in time to where these guys actually have to, you know, build a relationship or just see how to. But Brian Johnson, there's no excuse. You was here last year. You know, he
Yep.
was here last year. He knows the offense. It should be the same thing. I seen Jalen Hurts in the huddle calling plays off of a card on his wrist. I'm like, dog, what? But this offense, hey, it could be some growing pains here. I think Brian Johnson may bring his own offense in. So, do you think it's any overlap or they take some things away? How do you feel about the playbook, or is it the play calling? Is it the same system? It don't look like the same system.
It doesn't. How many times did Jalen Hurts run the ball? I don't think.
Hmm.
Did he
How
even
many
run the
times did he
ball at
run?
all? Here, I'm looking it up right
It
now.
wasn't effective.
It was
But
not
how many times
effective
did he?
at all.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look right now. Give me a sec. Come on, where? God, I hate
he,
ESPN sometimes. Let's see. He ran the ball 9 times for 37 yards.
huh? Mm-mm.
9 times,
What was
37
his
yards.
average? What was his
4
average?
4.1. His longest was
Okay, 4
4.1.
yards a carry. Yeah, man, yeah, that's not it.
So we ran the ball total 25
That's not.
times. Gainwell 14, Hurts 9, Scott and Swift 1. So I'm like
What did Gainwell have? How many rushing yards for Gainwell?
54, 3.9 average and 16 long.
Wow. So in total, what was the rushing yard? Did we even
97.
did we
We
have
didn't even
100 yards
we didn't
rushing?
even break 100. We got 97, and we did hold them to 76 rushing yards. So it's
Yeah, so that was a plus. It was good to not see them run the ball on us.
yeah,
You know, so that was great. That was huge for me. Because Ezekiel Elliott last year he had over 10 rushing touchdowns.
yeah,
Ezekiel Elliott also had 800 yards rushing. So you combine that with another guy with 1,000 yards rushing, and I'm like, whoa, this could be a thing. But we neutralized their running game, and I was really impressed.
yeah,
That was great to see, and that's because Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter, they look good down there.
yeah.
They look good, man.
They really look
Um,
good. Yep.
yeah, that's the comments. Man, when you we're gonna keep this thing rolling every what Monday after every game. So we'll be
Yeah.
back what Friday. Friday,
Give me a
they play
time.
Thursday. Can you do Friday?
I could give me a
Probably
time.
not,
I could do Friday. Give me a
we'll
time.
we'll discuss it. But I feel like every game we should, we'll chop
Oh,
it up, bro.
of course,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Dude, it's so nice to have a realistic conversation because I had to deal with Giants fans saying they're going
yeah.
11-6.
Yo, the Giants and the yo, I can't even troll the Cowboys right now. Like, and it hurts me that I can't because what can I say? Like, I'm gonna get the Giants hell. Okay, 40 zip, right? 40 to zip. They didn't score,
They didn't
and
score
they
at
just
all.
paid Daniel Jones.
They just paid Daniel Jones. They got
So
Hyatt. I mean,
look,
the
see,
offensive
here's
line
the
is
thing.
garbage.
See, here's the thing, though, bro. With the Giants and the Cowboys, this is the first game of the season. So I think teams are treating these like preseason. It's like a preseason. This team's just not ready. I think Aaron Rodgers is out for the season right now. You seen that?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm watching the game.
oh shit. Who's winning right now,
It's
dude?
the Bills 13-6.
Okay.
Aaron
But
Rodgers got
yeah,
injured in the first play on that
yeah.
first drive.
And we also had the Jets. When do we play the Jets? Do you know?
We do
We play
play
the
the
Jets
Jets. It's like later on in the season. So,
without Aaron Rodgers. That's a dub.
oh my God, it's a
So
dub no matter what. Zach Wilson's
yeah.
their quarterback.
Hey, how's he looking over there right now?
Oh my
How's he
God,
looking?
the Bills are doing good. They're winning. So Zach Wilson's
Yeah.
not doing anything. So
But yeah, man. Usually I try to keep these about 30 minutes, under an hour for sure.
oh okay,
So
perfect.
yeah. So I'll I'll clip this up and hey, we'll chop it up for sure, man. We'll see if we can keep these things rolling.
Oh yeah.
Usually outside of the the national televised games, that's not on Sunday. We can run these
Oh yep.
every Monday night around this time if you want to.
Oh,
So all
I'm down. I'm
right, for
down, and
sure.
the Jets are
Yeah.
doing bad. Oh my god. Yeah, but hey,
And
this is
yo,
fun
tell
though.
them. Make sure you tell them where they could find you, man.
All right, so you guys can find me
It's
on
somewhere
you.
on the.
Here, I got it. I got it. Mind if I just put my? You know what? Just find me on YouTube at Mitch Toxie and Hardcore Sports. Mitch Tox. That's it.
Yeah, that's the
Yep.
show, guys. We can be expecting Mitch every Monday night.
Mhm. Yep.
No, this is realistic sports talk here. This isn't no delusion.
So
No
do you,
delusion over here.
so do you know Cool Cat Connor? You know him, right?
Yeah, I seen him a couple
So
times. Yeah,
he's been like before he was with me, he was like one of those fans, like, and then I turn him slowly around, so he's coming down the realistic side, which is good, but it's just like, bro, I still can't.
yeah.
Ugh.
Does he bring out that crazy fan side of you
Oh
sometimes?
me, yeah. Jalen freaking Hurts, of course. I
Yeah,
can't yell now; people are sleeping. But yeah. Whew.
yeah. But hey, this is Mitch from Hardcore Sports. This is the Voice of the Eagles show, and like always, it's God bless those Philadelphia Eagles.
Yes,
Peace.
sir. See you guys.